Hey guys, vocal coach Ken Taylor here, and today I wanted to chat with you about how to sing really, really well. And to me, there are two different aspects, two different parts of your voice that you really want to work on developing in order to sing really well. Now, the first one's going to be really obvious to you, and the second one probably a little bit less so be sure to stick around. Now, the first thing that you have to work on in order to sing really, really well is your vocal technique. Now, I know that's going to come as no surprise to anyone out there. You know, you're going to have to learn how to use your breath properly and how to keep your vocal mechanism balanced and all that stuff in order to be able to consistently and easily hit high notes and to have vocal stamina and to get rid of all of that, extra vocal tension that's just completely unnecessary, right? And of course, the advantages of that are you're going to have much more flexibility as a singer, and therefore you're going to be able to do a lot more different songs, and you're going to have more freedom as an artist as well, right? With your own music, if that's your thing. Now, the second part of your voice that you want to work on cultivating and developing is your artistic edge, right? And that's a little bit more of a slippery term, but to me, if I were to translate that, that's kind of your ability as a singer to pull your listener into your world, right? It's your ability to emotionally connect with your listener by being believable and authentic, okay? Now, I can tell you, I've been to competitions and I've seen multiple performances where there were both technically great singers that lacked kind of that artistic edge, and then there were singers that were very connected with their audience, but maybe weren't the best technical singers. And these singers over here win out every time. They win over the audience, whereas the technical singer, it's like, wow, that's really good, but people don't really care as much. And to me, that's why it's so important to develop this aspect of your voice. So how do we do that? Well, there are a handful of small things that we can do, small subtle things that we can adjust in our voice in order to really kind of make those changes and really connect with people on that emotional level. And I'm going to give you a few examples right here. So if I were to start talking to you kind of like this, then you might be able to tell that maybe I all of a sudden got a little nervous or afraid. Whereas if I start talking to you like this, you can probably tell that I'm frustrated and or a little bit ticked off about something. But if I talk to you like this, then you can probably tell that I'm really excited and or passionate about something, or maybe being a little fake, right? So there are a lot of different things that we can do vocally to color what we're saying, because I said the same thing over and over, right? To color what we're saying and make our listeners be able to, or help our listeners be able to know what we're feeling at that time. And it's a really subtle thing, like I said, but we can adjust things like this. The way that we say our words, the way that we put together our phrases, or the lines that we're singing, right? Dynamics play a really big part on being able to pull and tug at those emotional strings. The color of our tone. So is it kind of warmer? Is it a little bit brighter? The texture of our tone. Is it really clear? Does it have kind of this groggy feel to it? There are a lot of different aspects, really subtle changes that we can make with the way we create our sound that really feeds into our believability aspect and our ability to be seen as genuine with what we're singing. And the biggest thing that we have to do is make sure that what we're doing is congruent with the emotion of the piece, or at least our interpretation of what we're singing, right? So that kind of describes the artistic edge of singing. So like I said, it's really important to me, if you want to sing really well, to both develop your vocal technique and your artistic edge. And what you'll find is, once you get a good grasp on technique, which is probably what you'll start working on a little bit more seriously, you start working on the edge, and your artistic edge will start opening up your technique. And your technique will start opening up your artistry. And all of a sudden, your voice is going to grow in a way that is just really incredible, and you should get some tremendous results. So definitely work on both aspects of your voice like that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, and I'll be seeing you here in future videos.